Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villian Report, and Red Zone Ranch. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla Hour, Broseph Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and M-Maniacs. The nightly shows are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Game 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle Podcast, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, Off the Rails, and Detroit Lions News. Hope you like all the shows. Make sure you follow, like, share.
Hey, my name is Ray Flores. I'm a proud and loyal member of the First and 10 Tailgate. You're listening to First and 10 with my man, the main man, Foz.
First and 10 with Foz, Chicago Bears in the midst. Rapping about football, no room for politics. From the Windy City, we bring the fire. This podcast hot, raising the bar higher. Touchdown after touchdown, we never settle for less. Breaking it down with Foz, we always bring our best. First and 10 with Foz, dance in the crowd, cheering loud and proud. Our spirits never bow. We rep that navy blue and orange, no room for doubt. Chicago Bears legendary, no team can knock us out. No team can knock us out.
When I'm in Chicago, always a Foz.
For display. Hitting hard like a linebacker, making our way. Foz leading the charge, taking us to the top. Chicago Bears legacy, we can never stop.
Welcome to episode 60 of the Great Depression, everyone. I mean, First and 10 with Foz. Maxwell, how are we doing tonight, sir?
I'm alive.
You're alive?
I'm here.
We're
I'm
still
alive.
kicking?
The season has felt like 9 months, at least. The last 6 games have felt like 9 months.
Yeah, it's like all I can equate to like being pregnant as a woman and it not being over with yet. Like,
yeah.
Get this baby out of me.
Get
this season
180 month pregnancy.
Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. We're going to get through the depression real quick, but we have a spot of sunshine, some fun tonight. Dave Swerski is going to be on the show. So finally something happy and fun to talk about, guys. Show brought to you always by My Place, My Cheers, and Bedrocks.
Bedrocks Pizza, the place to be. Hard rock tunes and craft beers for the crowd is roaring, the atmosphere's hot. We'll party hard, give it all we've got. This place is our sanctuary. Shout it aloud, let the music play. Bedrocks Pizza, we're here to stay. Good times and memories never before. Under the neon lights, we're all stars.
All right, guys, this Sunday, Bears, Lions. Also, it's my birthday. It's the 20th anniversary of my 21st birthday. Is that I think that's what we're going for? So,
Yeah.
Game actually falls on my birthday. We're doing the First 10 tailgate. It's going to be the last one of the season. You guys know it's the best place to be as a Bears fan if you're in the city of Chicago pre-gaming. So be sure to come down, Harrison and Wabash, $30 a person, all you can eat, all you can drink. You know how we do it, and it's always a good time.
Your birthday, the only reason to come?
Yeah. And to see our friends and to see our Detroit family come in too.
Sure.
Just not to go to the game, not to watch the game. Speaking of the game, last night was fun, everyone, wasn't it? I would have put my left nut on by the second quarter that we weren't scoring a single point the entire game.
Yeah. I texted you and I said, this game is over 5 minutes into the first quarter.
Yeah.
Or 5 minutes left in the first quarter. I'm sorry. So 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it was pretty unbelievable. One name that stands out, and I think it's standing out to everyone today, is Amagaji.
Sure.
Amagaji.
You can't blame him. I mean, it's not his fault. I mean, it's their It's their fault for even putting him in that position. I mean, a guy who's never
they didn't
started.
have much choice.
Well, Larry Borum was healthy. I mean, at least he's like a body that's played football before.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're down to. It's like, I mean, okay, you want to see your young rookie play. I get it, but maybe don't put him at left tackle on an island by himself against a guy who's got 10 sacks on the year.
Yeah, dude. And even like he opened up the game, he just rolled right by him and plummeted Caleb, dude. I thought Caleb was gonna be done that.
Well, that first hit, I said, "Oh my god, that was a blindside hit." He did not even feel coming. I'm like, he gave the one of these, and like, "Oh my god, he's done." Like that's it.
His body.
They finally have killed him. Yeah, they finally have killed him.
Then he fumbles the ball, and then like the ball rolls right by Amagaji, and he's in fucking la land out there. He doesn't even know what's going on. The ball rolls right by him.
He got boat raced so hard he didn't even know what planet he was on. The poor guy. I actually felt bad for him because I mean, a rookie third rounder who really didn't. He was hurt all the offseason. He didn't even play in the preseason.
Exactly.
And like we're gonna throw him at left tackle on the road against a playoff team. Like what's going on here?
Yeah, I felt bad.
Did Matt Eberflus take over last night?
Anyone who knows football though knows that kid was not prepared to go into that game last night. They even said, the announcers, he had no pre-snaps. He didn't work with the starting offensive line. That guy was on island out there just trying to. It's like you're in the middle of a dance coordination and everyone knows the dance, except you, and you're trying to do the dance with everyone else.
You've seen it 2 times, but that
was Amagaji last night. But dude, it was cringeworthy how much his name, all the flags last night.
But like I legit got to the point where I actually felt bad for him. Yeah. Like they needed to put another tight end next to him, max protect. You've got that other idiot Doug Kramer. Put him next to him. I mean, they did that kid no favors, and they really did Caleb Williams no favors, and he played bad too. But
Caleb Williams was horrible last night.
Yes, he was terrible.
I always try to defend Caleb given the situation that he's in, but no defending him last night. He played like garbage. We've talked so much over the season through all the badness, how much the kids persevered through all the hardships that the Bears have put in front of them. Well, last night was not a persevering game whatsoever. Like, you start to now be concerned, like, are they ruining him? Is he broken? Is he wrecked? Like,
yes, that's a real concern.
Yeah, it's a real concern after last night. I mean, laying on the field, laying on the bench, like just his body motions, his facial expressions.
Yeah, I think he was trying to melt through the earth to get out of there. I don't blame him. He's taking he's taking a fucking pounding all year long.
Yeah, I feel horrible for the kid. I don't think it's his fault whatsoever.
I mean, some of his traits are, but like he's regressing. He's not looking better. He's looking way worse.
Yeah.
He's constantly overthrowing now. He looks so uncomfortable in the pocket. He's holding the ball too long, which is on him too, no doubt. And a lot of the sacks are on him, but that's the biggest concern. That now we're pounding him into attrition to the point where like he's losing his confidence. He's learning bad traits. It's the only thing we should have cared. The only thing we cared about, once they fired Eberflus, was let's just make sure Caleb Williams progresses. And he was for a few weeks there when Thomas Brown took over. Now Thomas Brown has to be the head coach. He can't just concentrate at Caleb, and he's down on the sidelines. He's not up in the booth no more. We're looking like Shane Waldron out there again. We're calling Shane Waldron plays again because that guy doesn't have time for everything. He's overwhelmed out of his mind right now, Thomas Brown. He went from being like an offensive assistant to head coach in an 8-week period. He's never been a head coach before. It's not really – it is on him, but it's not also. I mean, the Bears have done no one no favors, and they're really doing Caleb Williams no favors, and it's really aggravating me. Last night was the pinnacle. I was furious. Like we have what could potentially be a really good quarterback, and we look like we're doing what we always do to these quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, it's a vicious cycle. We're looking like it. Thomas Brown, you're in audition right now, brother.
Oh, no, that's over with. That's done.
Yeah,
that's done. That's done.
After last night, you failed your audition. You're
I don't care if they win 56-0 in 3 games. He that is done.
Yeah. So not looking good whatsoever. Bringing in a linebacker as fullback and not checking him as a player.
That was a fumble. That's that offensive lineman. Yeah.
Then you cost us a touchdown, and then we ended up settling for a field goal because you didn't check in.
And then a bad. Oh God.
Coaching.
That's on coaching. That's on coaching right there. And that's a guy that is not a rookie. Doug Kramer's been around. He's been a journeyman, but he's been around for a while. You know that. That is,
I don't think he knows how to check in on offense.
Though. You go like this to the ref. I'm eligible. That's it. That's all you do. That's unacceptable. The penalties after that were unacceptable. I mean, again, penalties all night again. They're such an undisciplined team.
Yeah.
Bad coach team. I don't care who's in charge.
Yeah, dude, they're running all over us. Justin Jefferson was wide open.
That's the best part. Like the Vikings didn't look that great. Like they looked okay last night, but the first 2 drives, I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be 56-0, and then they just kind of didn't look good the rest of the game because they probably lost interest too.
Yeah, it's white flag time, everyone. I said that after the Patriots game, after the Hail Mary incident, that if we lose to the Patriots, we're not winning the game the rest of the year, and I am still standing towards that today. I don't see us going against Detroit, the Seahawks, or the Packers and winning a game whatsoever.
No, and
especially being on the road. When's the last time we won a road game?
Lovie Smith era. Yeah, I mean, I saw the Seahawks the other night, and Geno Smith went down, and if he's hurt, I'm like, oh, the Bears will win that game. And I'm like, no, they won't. They can't score points. And the Packers might be sitting everybody because they clinched their spot, but we'll still find some way to lose to them. And they'll have a quarterback come off the bench and throw for 450 fucking yards.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't see them winning another game. And at this point, I don't care if they do or don't. They broke me last night. I'm done. I'm just completely apathetic towards this team. I don't care what they do anymore.
See this, everyone? This is a broken man.
No, I got to the point where it's just I'm not even mad or I'm not laughing. I just stared and okay, whatever. Whatever. It is what it is.
I always say you have to laugh so you don't cry. You got to laugh so you don't cry.
I didn't even want to laugh.
One of the people that help us laugh so we don't cry is a very honored guest I'm happy to have on the show tonight. You guys have seen him all over social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. He's been killing the Bears world with his parodies and his comedies, and honored to have him on the show. Such a great guy. Everyone, welcome to the show, Dave Swerski. Dave, the Bears.
Oh, Bears. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, brother? Dude, what's going on with the Bears, Dave? What is going on, sir? Do you have an answer? We don't have an answer. What's going on?
I got a buddy who is very convinced that the NFL and the Bears have written a script and presented it to me. Therefore, I can come up with these parodies because it's so unbelievable otherwise how terrible things have gone. I tell you what, man, I was so excited this year, and I was excited after Jacksonville, naively, I'm sure. But I was like, hey, it looks like we're actually, we can move the ball. Like Cole Kmet showed up all of a sudden, and then, my God, 8 straight, my friends.
8 straight.
It's so bad, Dave. Could Ditka even save this?
I don't even know. I told my Uncle Carl, I was like, hey, Uncle Carl, might be time to send up the Ditka signal. I don't know, see what he's got. Maybe he's got one more year in him. I mean, it's worth a shot, ain't it? Jeez.
Is the resurrection of Buddy Ryan worth the chance at this point?
Absolutely. Go get Rex. See what happens. I don't know.
You got to bring back the meatballs. We need Kyle Orton.
All the Rexes. Ryan Grossman, everybody named Rex.
Just bring them all.
Any former quarterback who's still alive, we need to bring him back.
Get Smoking Jay Cutler out there to coach him and see what happens.
Absolutely. New
It'll
general
at least
manager.
be fun to watch, New reality show.
Go ahead, man. Good.
So, Dave, you're one talented dude coming up with songs week after week, my friend.
Thank you.
I don't know how you do it. Don't know how you do it so fast, especially going from a Monday night game till tonight. But we always look forward to your videos. So where did this kind of all begin? Where did you decide that you're going to take your Bears fandom and Dave Swerski, super fan, is going to be doing songs for everybody?
Yeah, it was a random kind of thing. So I did a fantasy football draft for my fantasy team that I run with my people, and my wife is in that one now. Wife, she was fiance at the time, and I did a video because I had done a bunch of videos for them when we drafted, and people started to request them every year, and it was kind of like, what was the buildup? Like, what was Dave going to do this year? So I did this whole thing as Dave Swerski. I kind of played around with that character a little bit here and there. And last year before the season, I did a draft, and my wife was like, you need to put that on the internet and try. So I started out with kind of some skit stuff. My Uncle Bob, who's played by George Wendt, I know George personally, and of course I know my uncle quite personally. The super fandom rubbed off on me. I made sure it was cool with him that I was going to try this. And then I was just, started with 0, had no following whatsoever last football season in this character. And then I put up a parody song. I did, we were on our way to Owen Tree, and I did, no one knows what it's like to be the sad man, to be a Bears fan behind his stash. And that one shot up to over 1 million on TikTok, and I had no following. So it ballooned everything from there. And I kind of saw the potential of there's a lot of people out there, and they weren't all Bears fans either. There was, at that time last year, there were so many teams that hadn't won. So it's like all these NFL fans kind of came pouring into my TikTok because that was sort of where it started. And from there, I just sort of set my mind to, all right, there's a market for this. There's an audience for this. There are people who are hungry for this. So I decided I was going to do a song every single week, win, lose, or draw. And the last season was kind of all about landing the plane. It was like, this is the goal. So I did a song at least for every game. And last year I was kind of experimenting. So sometimes I would do a couple in a week. Sometimes, whatever it was. And I was always doing a game preview as well. So I'd preview the game in character, do the kind of SNL bit of, Bears 135 to -3, every single game, and kind of revived it, and people really responded to it. So I just kept going. And then this season, I got invited to the draft party at Soldier this year due to some of the work that I was doing. So I got to go be a VIP there, which was very, very cool. And that kind of built on what I was doing, where I had, more of an audience. I was doing some TV hits there in Chicago. And then, the Godfather, my Uncle Carl, played by Robert Smigel, who's a comedy legend.
Yes.
He reached out to me. I almost got to go to Kansas City with both my Uncle Bob and Uncle Carl. But it ended up that they shot that thing with Jason Sudeikis, who is way more famous than I am. So, what are you gonna do? That's actually George Wentz's nephew. So the peek behind the curtain is that's actually George's nephew, and he played the Chris Farley character, but on Ozempic and after open heart surgery. So that's why he was skinny. So they did that with him, and then they also had Travis Kelce and Mahomes do the skit with him too. So I got bumped for those guys, which I couldn't be too mad about.
I think you're a way better looking dude than all those guys.
Oh, thank you. That's right. It's the stash, my friend. You know what I'm talking about there with that beard. I wish I could grow a beard
I
like
had to
that.
rock my Cliff Angle for you tonight, sir.
That's nice. I love it. I love it. I need one of those.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to get bumped, Jason Sudeikis isn't a bad one to get bumped for. You can't be too mad.
Ted Lasso, I'll take it. It's good. I feel like I've infused the Ted Lasso-dom with the super fandom. That's kind of been my goal. So felt like, Kismet or something. I don't know.
Most definitely. No, I mean, everyone relates to the Bears super fan. Like when you think of super fan, the first thing you think of is the Chicago Bears, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I know there's super fans around the league, but we always think of the Bears. But we both love all your songs that you do. But how tough has this year been in writing the songs? Because we all like sad songs, but we kind of get tired of 8 straight sad songs.
Oh my God, man. Me too.
You turn into the Coldplay super fan, my friend.
I know. Very, very sad. Although I will say the sad ones seem to do better with the general public. I don't know.
Fair enough.
People love my pain, my friends. I don't know. But it's tough. So the way I do this, like I kind of have a running list of songs and I just sort of file them away. Like I'll listen to a playlist of stuff. My wheelhouse is kind of the 90s. That's like,
Sure.
With the SNL fandom, like the 80s, 90s, like hits that people will know and then like kids will have to look up, which makes me happy. And so I just kind of have a running list of songs, but every time after a game, I never predetermine a song. So I never know until the clock hits zeros like these, what song I'm going to do. And so I immediately kind of come into my cave here and try to figure it out the moment that we're done. And happy or sad, I try to figure it out. And sometimes I weave multiple songs together and do a medley, but this season has definitely presented some challenges. Like I did, It's Our Time, It's Our Season at the beginning of the season. In the preseason, we were all jacked up on the hopium. And then, came crashing back down to earth and had to figure it out. And then the saddest one I did after the Hail Mary is my most popular one to date because, again, people love the pain. So what are you going to do?
So just for the record, there is only one Dave Swerski, even though you are a audio technical genius with numerous Dave Swerskis on the screen, right?
This is the truth. Yes. My favorite comment for anyone that watches is when you say, you guys are great. When I get that in a comment, I'm like, doing something right. So yeah, it's a little trickery with editing and
the triplet Swerskis.
Absolutely. My favorite was I put 3 of me in a room and doing it in a tall frame too is actually pretty difficult. But each one presents a new kind of fun challenge. Sometimes I try to mimic the actual old school music videos, which are so out there. Like we all grew up on this, MTV and the weird music videos that seem normal then. And now you watch them now and you're like, holy shit, some weird stuff going on in music videos back in the day. But I love kind of playing into that and leaning into the awkward and the cringy because it's just fun. So
Good, man.
No, Dave, you've been doing so many awesome songs. what do we got coming up for the future here, my friend? We got some little sneak previews of some stuff coming up here pretty shortly. A little drop of something, maybe.
We put a new one out today, and I do happen to there's quite a few little guitars in this. I just grew this one right out of the floor.
It just came out the screen.
It just came right out the screen. Like that's just sometimes how it happens. Today we covered a Lenny Kravitz song, like how I say we, just to keep them confused. We covered a Lenny Kravitz song, and this one I was trying to figure it out, like how sad do I go with this one, and it was this is what I came up with. You want to hear it? You want me to play it?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, sir. Hell yeah.
This thing. You get the acoustic version. It's a lot of falsetto, so if it doesn't hit, it's because I've been using the voice all day today. I've been in production.
Dave Swerski unplugged, everybody.
We understand.
Dave
That's
Swerski
right.
Unplugged.
I gotta take off one of these cans so I can hear myself. Bears, we cheer for the Bears, but the Bears are bad. So now we will hold on. I already forgot the words. Hold on. Let me.
That's okay. The Bears don't know how
Take
to
two.
remember any plays, so it's all good.
Right. Bears, we cheer for the Bears, but the Bears are bad. So now we're all in tears. Now 8 straight games we've cried. The team took a nosedive. Just 3 more games until the season's over. Through all my life I've tried to keep the hope alive, but it ain't easy when the team rolls over. Year after year, we get our hopes up, but we know that things don't work out. But this bad season, damn, it's got me wondering if they can ever turn this team around. The Bears. Now 8 straight games I've cried. This team took a nosedive. Just 3 more games until the season's over. Through all my life I've tried to keep the hope alive, but it ain't easy when the team rolls over. The Bears.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay.
The Bears.
Mistakes and all, my friends. The Bears. The Bears.
Oh, you just nailed it in a Bears fandom in 2 minutes. That's amazing.
Thank you. That's the
Not
goal
sweat,
always.
that's a tear coming down.
Yeah.
Wow. I'd always try to channel. That's been the fun part about having multiple iterations of myself, is to try to combine. Like I used to fight with myself about Justin and Caleb and stuff, so like I can try to channel all of the Chicago Bears fandom that I am kind of taking in as I read about it and engrossed in it and all that kind of thing, and hopefully convey what it is. So
I give you a lot of credit because I actually legit thought it was. I know now, but I thought it was a straight up Andy Kaufman, Tony Clifton. I thought you had a couple guys playing. So
that's awesome.
you do a hell of a job, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you do a phenomenal job, Dave.
I truly appreciate it. And you guys' support has meant a ton to me, because again, I'm just beginning. So it's like we're at the tip of the iceberg in terms of how big this thing's going to go. And I mean, the goal is still that those guys will invite me on the old SNL one of these days to, hand a baton off a little bit into the new generation, but we'll see what happens.
If you watch some newer NSL stuff, you're way more entertaining than half the people on there.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
So my vote would go your way. So.
All right. 1 vote. Let's go.
1 vote. Start somewhere. Dave.
That's right.
Dave, so give me your top Chicago food place to eat at, my friend. Where are we eating at? What's your favorite
my
to-go
goodness.
place, brother?
My favorite Chicago food place. Well, I'm going to have to plug the Promontory, which is not necessarily a restaurant, but it's who had me recently. I performed there a couple weeks back in the Hyde Park area. And that place was one of the coolest music venues. That place was fucking huge. Can I say fucking on this? I'm sorry.
Yes, you can.
Okay, good. I don't really get to say it in the normal videos, so I'll get to say
No, I
it.
understand.
Yeah, but that place was massive and beautiful, and it's run by a guy who works for the Chicago Reader, who had interviewed me about the best of Chicago. He was an editor of that and chose me as one of the best of Chicago last year. And then he invited me to do this whole show where we had Fred Smoked Meats came out and did a whole sort of like tailgate kind of thing there. And that
You
club
got
was
DJ
so
for the
cool.
Bears were there too, right?
Yeah, Jay Illa. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was there too. He was making the walls shake, and then I came out with my acoustic guitar all by myself, and tried to live up to that. But yeah, that place killed it. I mean, like Giordano's is always like a place to go. Illuminati's actually I like better, and I will say this. We'll peek behind the curtain a little bit. I'm in Los Angeles a lot now these days too, and there is a Geno's in Los Angeles, which is the same
Ooh.
Geno's, but it's in Los Angeles. So I'll give Geno's a plug too for the. I
Right
actually
on.
There we
prefer the
go.
tavern style, but if you like the deep dish too, both of them, they're both delicious. So
Dude, Chicago's always we're known for the deep dish, but it is about tavern style thin crust.
it's so much better. I
Way
mean,
better.
so much better.
Way better.
Yeah, it's delicious. That's the best kind of pizza anywhere. Anywhere.
Agree with you on Promontory. That's awesome. And Hyde Park is such a cool hidden gem in Chicago that it deserves like more like visitors and coolness than it really does good.
Yeah,
People
it's a
think, oh god, the
beautiful
South
place.
Side. I'm not going there, but Hyde Park's beautiful.
Exactly.
We're going to simplify the food question: Italian sausage or Italian beef?
Oh, I like that. Let's go Italian sausage any day of the week, my friend. Yeah.
What about the giardiniera? Do you like the giardiniera?
I do. I like the sweet peppers. Let's
Like
get
the
them.
sweet peppers? Okay.
Yeah. I
Now,
like it
most
all.
people out of Chicago, I didn't know this till recently, maybe like a year or so ago, but like outside of Illinois, people don't know what the hell giardiniera is.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Did you know that forever? It was like a newer thing.
A
to me.
while, but yeah.
I was like, yo, you got some giardiniera? And people
He's
were
like, since
"Whoa."
I was tree, just since then.
I was born in a jar of Marconi and an Italian beef.
I used to eat it in the French room.
Got it in my stocking when I was a toddler.
I buy it at the Jewels. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Well, Dave, we appreciate you coming on, sir. Like I said, you've been a ray of sunshine this entire Bears season.
Agreed.
Don't
Thank
stop
you.
doing what you're doing. Keep on doing what you're doing. Love promoting you. Hope to have you on the show a ton more in the future, my friend.
Absolutely.
And it's been super fun, my friend. And like I said, we can't wait to see what's coming out next from you, brother.
Beginning of a beautiful friendship, guys.
Yes,
I love
sir.
it. Thank
Yes,
you
Right
so
on,
much
my
for the
man.
support.
Right on.
And I love the combo of trying to get some positivity even when it's negative. I always try to stay positive. So I've been able to stay above the fray with that. So it's nice to have awesome people
Yeah.
supporting what I do. So thank you so much.
You've been one of the things to look forward to this
Yeah,
season,
thanks,
my
man. Really
friend.
appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Dave.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming on
Take
the
care.
show, bro. Go
You too.
Bears.
Ah, Bears.
Bears.
Go Bears.
Bears.
He's awesome.
Yeah, most
We got to
definitely.
get him. Dave, you're coming on the show more often. We got to get him as a regular spot.
Let's get him some correspondence
Get him
spots.
some correspondence. Maxwell, Detroit, this Sunday.
Yeah.
How bad? I'm not saying how's the score going to be. What's going to happen?
It's not going to be good. Like, at least if the Bears showed some offensive life, I might have felt okay because that Lions team is beat up right now. It's like if the Bears like at least look like they could score 20, I'd be like, at least they'll keep it a game. But like that Lions offense is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Bills defense isn't that bad. So yeah, it's not going to be good. There's a reason why they open up a 7.5 point favorite on the road with no defense.
Have we entered that realm once again to where is a victory's hurting us? Do we want to keep in that top 10 draft pick at this point? I mean,
Yeah, I think you're
we're
pretty much
number 9 right now.
Yeah.
Like we're back to losing again.
Well, I don't think I got anything to
in
worry about because I don't see any chance they win 2 of these 3. So, like, maybe Seattle if Geno Smith's out, but like that defense is actually pretty good
yeah,
in Seattle.
Seattle on the road.
Yeah, and that defense is pretty good, but that backup situation's bad.
Bears haven't won a game on the road.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're telling me to bet what they're going to do, they're going to lose out. So the problem is you have so many bad teams also on top of that. So like you may not move up that much. Like you're going to keep a top 10, no doubt about it. But like I think the hopes of like a top 3 or 4 is probably not going to happen just because of how bad everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, think about those teams up there, the Giants, the Raiders. I mean, did you see that Raiders thing last night?
Oh, God,
I watched like the last 10 minutes of that because I couldn't take any more of the Bears thing. I was like,
that was
wow.
that was almost as bad
yeah,
as the Bears.
the
game.
Jaguars. There's some bad shit. Look how bad the Jets are. I mean, it's bad, man.
Dude, the NFL is fucking bleeding for quarterbacks right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the 90% of these kids coming out in the draft over the last 5 years are just all failing. They're just not making
But
it.
I did like Troy Aikman's point last night, though, about Sam Darnold when he was
Yeah.
talking about him. Like, these teams kind of don't put these quarterbacks in positions to succeed. And once they got to pay him, they want to pay him because they weren't good. But you didn't give him all what you needed to give him to see if he's going to be good. So, like, the Bears kind of did, but then they kind of half-assed it, too.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you. And, yeah, there's a lot of bad quarterback
Look
play.
at Max, so we finally made it. We're being spammed live on air. This guy's giving $5,000 the first 8 individuals to message me Grace because I know how hard it is out there. Bless, man.
We're on here. Send it over this way. You know where we're at.
Yeah, make it out to cash, brother. Make it out to cash. We made it,
Oh,
brother.
that's great. That's great. I don't know. What the fuck were we talking about? It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
It doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah, so we want him to lose out. But, I mean, the hope was Caleb would look better, and they just lose out, and that's not going to happen either. It's now to the point of if he keeps taking a beating, you probably don't want him to take that record. You maybe just sit him the last game of the year at this point to just give him a break. I mean,
now we're back to the open scenario of GM, head coach, offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Again, the big questions of what you're going to do going forward and the wide open table of everything once again. And
it sucks.
It sucks, dude.
Like
it sucks.
I'm positive every coach is fired. I'm positive. I mean, every one of them's gone.
Yeah.
But the polls thing now, I mean, you got to really question that. I know
dude, especially after Amagaji last night, regardless of the situation he was put in.
Yeah.
That was your third round
his pick. That was his pick. You pick a guy who was hurt.
And then the punter was your fourth.
Yeah.
And then you look at the condition of the overall team right now.
And it's not good.
Looking back, it's not looking too good right now.
Your defensive line needs help. Terrell Edmonds doesn't look good as a linebacker. Edwards is really good, but Edmonds doesn't look good. There's a lot of questions about Tyreek Stevenson.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, we feel good about.
Yeah.
Is Jaquan Brisker going to ever play? Now you get questions in the secondary. You got questions in the linebacker, your defensive line. Your offensive line is, I mean, that's all gone as far as I'm concerned.
Can we give a shout out to the man, Kyler Gordon?
Yeah, he's a stud.
Kyler Gordon is a stud.
Him and TJ Edwards play like they're on fire at all times.
Yeah, he's still out there giving 150%.
Yes.
Even last night, dude, he was making plays.
Yes.
His blitz packages, dude, he's one of the best nickel corners.
100%. He does so much more for you than you realize. He basically plays linebacker and corner.
Yeah, he's so fast, and he's just absolutely amazing. So,
yeah.
I wish the rest of the team would take a page out of his book and try and stay on track.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about all the drop passes. I know Caleb was bad last night. I'm not defending Caleb at all. He was terrible.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how many passes did Keenan Allen miss that went right to his fucking hands?
Romadunze in the end zone.
Him too? Yeah. So, I mean, it's like you wish you could just simulate it and just get it over with and just kneel the ball down and call it a day. But
yeah, dude, I mean, I really wish at this point, like, I don't even want to watch these last 3 games, which these last 3 games are happening in 11 days.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're like.
Well, at least Sunday it's your birthday, so you get an excuse. You can just go get drunk and kind of watch the game. And then who cares the day after Christmas?
I think I'm going to bring the Bourbon County lineup from this year to the tailgate.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Right? And then just get blackout drunk early in the morning.
Yeah, like you don't need to watch the game.
Go over to Old Fashions and then
nice.
Wherever I wake up, just go from there.
I heard Lawrence Holmes today say, "Don't worry about it. None of you watch the games the rest of the year. We'll tell you all about them on the days after."
Yeah, it's hard, brother. It's hard out there. It's hard out there being a Bears fan, everyone. So give your guys a pat on the back because you deserve it. We deserve it. It's not easy. It's not easy. And my friend Raphael made a good point. I totally agree with him. Maybe this is the masochist in me. All this hurt, all this badness is just going to make that one day when everything clicks and they're good that much more sweet.
But you might not remember it because you're already in the retirement home because you're 84. So,
well, from a Cubs perspective,
yeah, we won a World Series recently, brother. You're talking no shit up in here.
Dude, we're there. It's like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Like you can see the light.
But you can see that car coming too. And that's the bad part is which way are we going to turn?
We can see that tanker on fire too coming at us.
Yeah, I get his point, and he's an optimist. So I'll give him, good for you, Ralph.
Try and be optimistic, everyone, because we do have a lot of positive things. We just need something to put it all together and make it click. And that's what we're missing right now. Next week is Christmas.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Me and Maxwell will be doing the show on Monday, the 23rd. Not to mess with anyone's Christmas Eve or Christmas Day plans. We'll be breaking down the game from the Sunday with the Lions. I'm sure it'll be quick and painful. And then get ready for our 17 matchup with the Seahawks on the road, going to the House of Boom, one of the loudest places in the NFL, which regardless of the talent, that's always something to worry about too.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk more about that next week. But again, appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Dave Swerski was absolutely amazing doing an unplugged cover tonight. It was really cool. hope to do more with him in the future. You guys are amazing for tuning in. We love you to death. And as always, bear down, baby.
Bears.
Thank you, and go Bears!
Bear down!
From Harrison and Wabash we rise, tailgating with excitement under the skies. The Foz is leading the way with Billy from the van, rapping jazz, dancing to the Chicago plan. Surrender man goes to stealing the beat. Baby Bear and Mama Bear never defeat. Deaf Bear and old soul pouring loud, and the stereo lurking among the crowd. The Hallis Tower, a symbol of might. Chicago handshake under the night. What is your profession? We ask. Legends of the game, a formidable task. Devin has the speed, behold. Mongo and Dadham will never fold. Sweetness and Peter, heart of steel. Dick Buckers and Mike Dicker, the real deal. Super fans cheering with passion in the air. From Harrison and
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villian Report, and Red Zone Ranch. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla Hour, Brosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and MM Maniacs. The nightly shows are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle Podcast, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, Off the Rails, and Detroit Lions News. Hope you like all the shows. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment.